Hello, and welcome to this edition of Tiger Broadcast. I'm Erica Milligan.
And I'm Jacqueline Berry. On this edition, we're going to take a look at a student who took a trip that changed his perspective on things.
And we'll learn about a new business in town. Also, we'll learn about a student that became his own teacher.
All this and more on this edition of Tiger Broadcast.
In her first story, Jacqueline Berry took a minute to find out what one LSHS student learned after a visit to a different country.
I thought I knew what I was doing and I expected the right thing, but it was just a completely different world. Like, you don't know what you're getting into until you're actually there.
That different world that junior Sam Locke is referring to is Haiti. Instead of spending last summer playing ball, Sam and his dad, Greg Locke, traveled to Haiti and spent a full week helping children.
The nonprofit organization that my sister started gets donations from banks and insurance companies and then donations from the general public.
She just sends them money and supplies and food every month. So we went down there and we ran a camp for a school around there, and we just stopped by the orphanage every day and we just played with the kids.
While there, Sam and Greg learned that daily life in Haiti is nothing like daily life in Lee Summit.
They get 2 meals a day. It's rice and chicken. It's the same meal every day, 365 days a year. I don't know if they ever get anything but water.
It's just so corrupt there, and there's just people who are just so nice and so happy all the time, and they have absolutely nothing. They have one pair of clothes. They have to get water every day.
And the water there is not very good. I can't drink it. You can't drink it. Their bodies are used to it now.
Playing with the kids and learning about their culture isn't the only thing that Greg and Sam do when they go to Haiti. Greg is also working with his sister's organization, Taking Hope, to build a second story to the orphanage.
Before I drew the plan, I had to go up top and take measurements, and I noticed all the mats on the floor, and then I saw all their clothes and the sheets, and they all sleep on the roof.
According to the World Food Program, the majority of Haiti's population lives in poverty. And after seeing what life is like in the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, Sam and Greg have a new appreciation for the little things in life.
He's putting more importance on the important things. And not saying sports isn't important, but it's not as important as, taking care or helping somebody. It makes you feel better. It's not like I'm helping them, they're helping me. All those kids are helping me.
Whenever I came back, I was just mad at everybody because everybody was just like in such a rush to get somewhere, and they're so selfish and ignorant and didn't really care about other people, and they're just so happy all the time and care for everybody else.
It's life-changing, and if we realize what it's like in 90% of the rest of the world, people would have a different outlook on things and maybe not be the way we are sometimes.
Leaving Haiti was extremely difficult for Sam, but he knew that he would be coming back extremely soon.
I remember thinking, whenever I was there, I'm like, I could do this forever. I love it.
Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, this is Jacqueline Berry. You could say that Sam has a newfound passion after visiting Haiti, but some of us may be able to find a new passion right here in Lee Summit. Reporter Emma Osterly and photographer Emily Fisher stitch us into this next story.
There are so many things to do inside and outside of Lee Summit High School. One activity in particular is sewing.
I think it's an important skill. I think that everyone should know how to hand sew, and I think knowing how to use a sewing machine is important as well, because if you get a hole in your clothing, it's pretty easy to fix if you do know how to sew.
Many Lee Summit High School students don't know they have the opportunity to learn how to sew and have fun with it.
We offer the class, but I don't think there's enough opportunity for people to learn how to sew. I think if you really want to know how to sew, you have to go take a class outside of school somewhere.
Lee Summit High School offers a sewing class, but for those who want an advanced experience, the Kansas City Sewing Academy in Lee Summit is a great place to start. Here, Mindy, the owner and teacher, helps grow and share her skill of sewing.
My goal is to teach you the right way to sew things. I am not your typical, probably, sewing teacher that you might think of, and I think I bring a modern kind of twist to sewing that you don't get in a lot of places.
Mindy's classes are fun for everyone. The things you sew can be personalized to you based on your own preferences.
So I want people to make things that they're interested in. I have kids that all they want to make are stuffed animals and pillows and things like that. And I have moms that come in and all they want to do is things that they see on Pinterest. So they want to make, all these different things that they see. So that's what we do. We just kind of do, whatever you want to do at your skill level. So, I guide people towards things that they're interested in, that they're ready for.
Mindy is very devoted to helping people grow their skill. One person who's really benefited from these sewing classes is Raina Brown.
And I've been taking private lessons with the owner, Mindy, I've done about 8 hours worth of lessons. The thing that I love about it is she saves me a ton of time, and she also teaches me more professional techniques, like making clothing, how to do hemming, how to do seams, how to use a serger. There's a lot of technical things that she showed me that would have taken me hours to learn on my own. So that's one reason why I think it's worth the investment.
Sewing does take time and practice, but it also can be very rewarding.
It can be really frustrating, but when you finish something that you've created, it's the best feeling. You get so excited, and I think that all the frustration and all the work that you put into it is definitely worth it, and I think you get a lot out of it too.
Maybe you'll stitch a thing or two together, because you never know where the thread will lead you. Signing off for Tiger Broadcast, this is Emma Osterly.
If you are interested in taking sewing classes at Lee Summit High School, contact Mrs. Hugfelt for more information.
Or if you can't fit it into your schedule, contact Mindy at www.kcsewingacademy.com.
Now, some of us may need a teacher to learn a new skill, but in our last story, reporter Carly Roberts and photographer Olivia Pace tell us about a student who creates his own notes. Lee Summit High School carries a very successful music program with many talented students. One particular student isn't only involved in classes like IB Music, but goes above and beyond for his love of piano.
I kind of picked it up on a little tiny keyboard. It was 12 keys long, and I would just press 2 keys at the same time when I was really young, and I just found that fun.
We were at a restaurant, and there was a piano, and he was about 2 years old, and he just walked up to the piano, and he put his fingers right on the right keys, and he just started to play like if somebody had actually taught him where to place his fingers on each key.
Sebastian started out his passion for music on the violin, but quickly realized that he gravitated more towards piano.
Sebastian was first my student back in elementary school, and he was a violin player in class, but was very curious in the keyboard, so he would come constantly up to me asking to play on the piano, and it was the only way that I could actually get Sebastian to focus and pay attention in class.
One thing that makes Sebastian's talent different from the rest is that he was never guided by a piano teacher. He taught himself.
My parents bought me a bigger piano, and it just I would look up videos online of different songs, and I would find it interesting, and I would try to play it. I just became a habit, and I liked it.
He's always had an interest in music. He always responded to music, and as far as I remember, ever since he was a little child, at the dinner table or anytime he ate, he would hum music, and it was like he was composing music as he ate.
Teaching himself to play the piano is not the only talent Sebastian has. He also taught himself to compose music.
Personally, I just the reason why I write pieces is that it's songs that go on in my head, and it's just easier just to let them out.
Dr. Turner wanted to help Sebastian continue to be a part of the class as a piano player and composer.
And since he has an interest in composing, what I started doing with him is he would actually make his own piano parts and compose them, and then would spend some time on his own practicing those up, and then come into the class and play piano with all of us.
It may come as no surprise to many that the key to his future success may involve music.
He's not afraid to try new things. He's not afraid to put himself out there. If he makes mistakes, it's not something that's a big deal to him. He just learns from the mistake and moves on. And he's willing to just try anything I throw at him.
Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, this is Carly Roberts.
Thank you for watching this edition of Tiger Broadcast. For packages, short films, and more, go to www.tigerbroadcast.com.
Or follow us on Twitter at TBTV8Tigers. Once again, I'm Eric Milligan.
And I'm Jacqueline Berry. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays.
And I think knowing how to use a sewing machine is important as well, because if you get a hole in your clothing, it's pretty easy to fix if you do know how to sew.
And I noticed all the mats on the floor, and then I saw all their clothes and their sheets, and they all sleep on the roof.
And he was about 2 years old, and he just walked up to the piano and he put his fingers right on the right keys, and he just started to play like if somebody had actually taught him.